Hello everyone, very good evening. Today is October 30th, Halloween week, start of another week. Welcome to my daily trade recaps and teachings. Before I start guys, thanks to everyone from my community or those who joined the community for the weekend webinar. The 2-hour webinar was really good and lot of lot of participation from a lot of people. So I really appreciate that, and those who were not able to attend, they can join our community and access all these webinars that we I spend time on weekends or Fridays. We go in depth, and this was a 2-hour webinar and more webinars to come. So just wanted to thank everyone for the participation, and let's move on. And yes, if you want to join the community, I'll put some a code up here so that you can join. Come for learning and education, do not come for alerts. All right guys, so another day, another good day in the books. Really proud of execution today, especially how we manage SOFI loser, then big home run win on ON semiconductors, big win on XPO long. We will talk about overstock, why we were trying to long overstock, why I sold it initially and then it came back and then it pushed higher again. Then we'll discuss the WDC idea, RVTY idea, and we'll talk about Boeing, BA long idea, and Amazon, Microsoft, those ideas. And I'll talk about my trades and the other ideas as well. So this was the watch list guys. As you see, the watch list every day I'm up 35 45 minutes up. I create my watch list. I go through all the news sources. I spend time going through all the news sources. I go through the analyst note. You can see this is why I was bullish on Boeing today, because of an analyst note by Jefferies, and this is why I was bullish on Microsoft today, and that's why I talked about Microsoft a bunch in the community today as well. So those were our analyst notes that we just review. And then this was my watch list. As you see, the news plays, market indicators that tells us what is happening in the market, and then the market plays, which work with the market, the FANGs. And there was some penny stocks. There was a nice penny stock winner as well today, RVPH. We will talk about that as well, and I'll show you my timestamp comments and how we traded them and what was the idea. So idea in the community is to share all the actionable plays, look at our setups that can give us trades all day or trades in the morning that can help us consistent growth of our trading accounts, keeping the losers small and winners big. Then we'll also talk about our SPY all day guidance. What did we see on SPY in the morning? Again, my 10 a.m. concept, we'll discuss that, how everybody were able to navigate the morning push, reject, chop, and the midday breakout. We'll discuss all that. So let's start. So let's start with SOFI, right? So we'll look at a SOFI. So as you know, when the day started, what was our plan on SOFI? Let's go. Let's see how SOFI worked for us whole day. So I was bullish on SOFI out of the gate. I was bullish on the SOFI out of the gate because I saw a lot of volume, right? So you can clearly see if we go to 2-minute candles, I clearly saw a big volume right on the bounce of EMA clouds right here. So as I saw that volume, because in the morning trades, which I'll do webinar, there's different things. So there's one trade that you have right at open between first 5 minutes, taking profits in next 20 minutes. So SOFI I was long right out of the gate, 932 I was long, right? So I filled that 765s and we were long, and it was working nicely for us. So it pushed into 790. So when the stock has already pushed into 790, I want to see higher lows, higher highs. But then it started to give this candles. Although I didn't even look at that candle, because I trade 10 minutes, even though in the morning you can. But when I see this big wick, this is my warning signal, right? And then I see this, this is my warning signal. So I was long, you know, I was decently up. I was just holding, and options were moving decent there. As you see in first 5 minutes, there was a nice push. There was a nice push until almost till, you know, first 5-6 minutes. It was pushing nicely, but that's when it started to pull back, and that's when I started to get concerned that we might lose here. And when I take a position, I already have that risk. I'm taking a position here. I know my real risk is somewhere here, and I'm trying to trade a pre-market breakout. If I had added way high, that was way bigger risk. Because I added here, I still had a decent risk because I could close at the low of the first candle. That's why I said 750 and 720 levels. And then when it started to break that level, I said lower lows, it's going to pull back to 727. I already knew that. So there was no reason trying to buy here, because these two candles, they're really bearish candles, right? Look at the size of those candles. When a stock has to show me a bullishness, it doesn't do that. It very well could have dipped back to 720 here and shown me a bounce to get back in. But anyways, when it dipped here, I took my loss. I was out. I was waiting for 720 or 7, maybe a bounce there. But then it kept pulling. And then it pulled to 720, just as I said. But I was still cautious because I knew if it can't hold 720, it can pull back to 7. This is not the action that you want to see in your long bias names. If you see, I clearly said that. Then when it even gave up that level, I knew it was going to be a short. Then I was looking for the short, and I said do not long, right? So this is the guidance, guys. I'm not here trying to give you alerts or, you know, to buy, sell, whatever. I'm trying to show you how we as a team and a community, how we can trade, keep the losers small, winners bigger. So anyway, SOFI did not hold, and I said it's a short scalp and it bounces. And then when it bounced back here and towards 720 under the EMA Cloud, you start a little bit short, right? Or you can short at a 7 breakdown, risking 20 cents. And that's it. And then it faded to 670, right? So although a size was small, you covered, if you stopped in the time, you covered your loss. If you lost 40 cents here, you made 40 cents here. So you barely covered the loss. So it was basically a losing trade. But the point is, you can shift your bias. I wish I shorted it right when I exited, then I would have made money on it. But that's fine. I still executed it in very decent way as per my system. So anyways, so this was my comments, right? It was still heavy. I said do not long. I told everybody do not long it. It's when system says it's not long, you do not long it. So this was the story of SOFI. I was still out. If it broke 66.70, it could have gone way lower, right? But we covered around that 675s. But you know, so, and then if 670 was not breaking, I said if it's not breaking, it can retest 7, and it did try to bounce from that 670 area to the 7 area, right? So yes, so this was a losing trade. So now let's move to our winning trades this morning. So let's see, what was the BA Boeing idea today? So Boeing had, as you see, the Boeing had an upgrade that I posted earlier, first thing I get up in the morning is I look at the analyst upgrades, and I posted the Boeing analyst upgrade by Jeffries, which said you should buy Boeing. So that's why Boeing was on my watch list. And in the morning, you see 9:31, I saw the volume come in and the push over this pre-market and yesterday's level. So I was interested to long it. So that's why I said watch the pullbacks long. I even gave the risk level. So this was your stops, right? And then you watch pullbacks. And then Boeing pushed, it pulled back to 512 EMA clouds, and then it made a nice range, and then it pushed through the nice range breakout towards 183. And look at this action, right? It's pulled back. You should have had your stops here, right here. You scale out half size here, and rest you have your stops here. and bounced from 3450 EMA clouds and straight to 184, right? And that's where it pushed and then logged all profits. So that was the best trade there. Not a big size because this was not my main focus, but still a good idea on buying today. That was really nice. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, guys, this is our mega home run winner today. So ON was on our watch list, as you see, and I had a plan at 9:20 a.m. 10 minutes before the market open. I said I have a bearish bias. I want to short it ideally to a pop to 80 for a better risk. But as soon as market opened, it was heavy. I was looking at level 2. I was reading the tape. It was heavy, and I said watch the entry to short at 9:33. And you just have to find an entry. Maybe you go to a smaller time frame, try to figure your entry. And then I said watch for lower highs and lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. That gives me conviction that my short is really going to work. That's when I want to add more. And I said if it breaks 70, it's going much lower, and it broke 70 and you add more, and 70 puts are up 50%. And then 67 was my target, and it did hit 67 before bouncing some. The 70 puts went 200%. We logged some there, and my first target met. Then I used my profit. I already made money. I was short shares. I was in the puts. Then I used those puts to buy 66 puts, and those went 100% by end of the day because there was no reason to buy this. Why would you buy? Only amateurs were buying it, those who don't have a system. We trade a system. I trade a repeatable system. My system said don't buy, just keep shorting, and I was short. And even those 66 puts which I used profits to add, by end of the day, look at what I said in last 10 minutes. I said we can go much lower. I'm going to swing it. If 66 breaks, we're gonna flush pretty hard. I said that like 15 minutes before the market closed, and I said swing it. And as soon as it broke 66, look at the fade. Even the 66 lot of puts went 100%. And these are the big home run winners where you grow your account exponentially. So study this trade. And I had a bunch of price alerts at key levels that always go in the community. And so really proud of this trade. The best trade of the day. On 400% on the puts and 100% on the lottos, and also another $5 shares, $5 per share short on the equity. So beautiful trade on. Very proud of this one. So let's look at Overstock. Overstock was on my side burner watch. It was a reason that it was on my side burner watch because insider was buying it. I haven't tweeted about it. So I was long Overstock. So I was long at open. It was pushing it. Then it pulled back. I scratched it. I took a loss and I scratched it. But then it came back over EMA clouds, right? So I was on the voice talking about it. And you see it's back over EMA clouds, so just keep eye. And then I was like, okay, I need to get back in. So I got back in, and then I think a bunch of people on the floors were long as well. Then it broke out of the highs, and and it kept pushing, and it pushed to 15, and then as you see the price alerts were going in, and it went to 1582 by end of day. So I recovered my loss, made a little bit. But as you see that if a stock is coming back when I have first took a loss on it and it's showing me the bullishness, I do not hesitate to get back in. That's why I said back over EMA clouds. Back over EMA clouds. Overstock is back over EMA clouds. So Hamad was in it, so there was a bunch of people in it, and so just a small trade, nothing too big, but was good to recap this one. So guys, so let's discuss our XPO trade. So keep note that, because a lot of things I say on voice you don't see here, but my voice guidance is even more detailed. I talk about the stock all day which we are trading or holding. So okay, so what was the plan? Before the market open, XPO plan was long versus 70. 70 was my risk that I wanted to long on XPO. right here, right, this area. But it was strong right out of the gate, right out of the gate, just like SOFI, right? It was a low volume, but it was still strong on the out of the gate. So that's why when I saw that, I just started like 1/3 position. When it pulled back, you see this is a pre-market level highs, pulled back some small position. I was looking for 78. You can see my target was 78 right after 15 minutes market opened, and I just don't stay on top of it. And if you see, the trend never gave up, even though at one moment market was weak and I was wondering should I cut it, but it was still in the trend, so I didn't really have a reason to go against my Ripster cloud rules. And I was like, if market's heavy, then I have to manage it. I said I will cut if it breaks the trend, but it never gave up the trend, never gave up the EMA clouds 512s. And then, from our 75.30 entry, by end of the day, it met my 78 target. And you see, by end of the day, we were out on XPO. So this is how, and you don't really need to size crazy, because it was extended. So, if I size 5,000 shares, I'm only taking 1,000 shares. And that's fine. If I'm making 2 grand, that is okay, because even if I make less on my size, I'm following my system and managing the risk. If it was consolidating somewhere here, yes, I would have taken a bigger size because it's closer to my risk, but it's higher from my risk, and I only started a small position. Never really gave me good scale-ins because of the market. I could have scaled in, but I didn't need to. So anyways, guys, this was an XPO trade, another great trade for us. So this was, guys, nothing. This was MT, ArcelorMittal. This was the steel company. I mean, it just has an ATR of 60 cents. So I didn't really expect much. But pre-market idea was that if 21 holds, look for a bounce over EMA clouds. And because the news was about, I think, accident and some people died, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's very bearish news. And as you can see, it never gave up pre-market highs, and it kind of pushed right at open. It kind of pushed right at open from 2132s to 2152, small range, nothing special. But I just wanted to recap that what our bias was, that kind of worked. Even if you added at open, by the end of the day it gave you 20 cents. That's fine. I don't like to trade these small ones, but still just wanted to recap what my guidance was and how the stock performed. Right, so let's move to the next one. So this was another one that was not my trade, but the idea of bearish bias. It was illiquid, so I didn't want to really trade it, but the bearish bias idea worked on RVTY, gap down, and then from the open, it did fade, from 82s to all the way to 79s, right? So it was decent move there if somebody took this idea. I didn't personally trade it, but I'm just glad that it's never an A plus because of low volume and illiquid stock, and then it reversed over 512 EMA clouds just to see how it worked out. So it was another idea which if I traded, I could have made some. See, I don't need to trade everything, right? But we have all these ideas in the community, and anybody can trade what they like, and what the overall picture is, the bias is. RVTY never had a nice consolidation levels, volume was low, probably spready, So anyways, let's move to the next one. So guys, Tesla, so Tesla today, even though it was not my call, it was Vin's call, but I did tell everybody to not long it. I didn't like it, right? The whole market was EMA clouds while Tesla was dipping. So Tesla was under EMA clouds, filled the gap, and I said I do not like it. Other names are much better for longs. And then Tesla Vin came in and he saw the heaviness and he wanted to short it, and he probably short it, and then I posted the news which Bernstein had reduced the price target on it, and then my target was 200, and even then it hit the 200, and then it wave went 200 to 195, as you see. So the 200 puts went 300. So the point is, which stocks to long and which to short. I'm very proud of the fact that not anybody is buying dips on stock like Tesla today and getting wrecked. So that's I'm very proud of that fact. So that's what I say. If you listen to my teachings, I don't promise to make you millions, but I will promise you to save money, right? So that is the point. So even though not the trade for me, but great guidance. I was looking at 200, gave more great guidance. And these wicks are crazy. I don't know what algos are doing right now on Tesla, but this is not the time to buy Tesla. So just leave it. So we'll see what happens later. So nobody was long on Tesla today. So let's talk about Amazon and Microsoft. I will talk about them together. So I was most bullish. So I said in the morning that Amazon and Microsoft are my main watches. You see that Amazon is long on a pre-em breakout, hold long. 132 was my first target, take some calls off at 132. So you see, I said Microsoft, Amazon will be my main focus if market is strong. So that's why right out of the gate, Amazon is the one that pushed, and I held it all day. And then it pushed. First target was 132, held target, pulled back. That's fine. Still over 3450 EMA clouds, right? The risk is still that level around 129, 130. 130 level was the risk here, psychological level. And you can see my time-stamped comments there that I talk about 130 level, good scalps. And I said again, okay, this was the morning trade, and then Amazon dipped. Even then I said good scalps with the market 130, and then it again went from 132 all the way to 133, $3 per share again after the morning trade. So this is how you do the two trades, right? This one is the morning trade. You hold, sell half, hold the rest. When it's bouncing again, you add more or you do another trade, and then this is a second day trade. So Amazon is a great example of that, right? Similarly, I was talking about Microsoft all day because Microsoft had strength as well. A lot of people were done with Microsoft and Amazon in the morning, and they went. But so it was 33, 37 was a breakout. These were the levels I gave in the pre-market. You see this breakout, you take long, use EMA Cloud as your risk. Morning trade to 33, 39.50, dip, held EMA Clouds, then went again. So Microsoft, as I said, main focus today, and Amazon. I didn't even try to look at other names. And look at this breakout that I gave on Microsoft, before, after. So this was Microsoft trade for us, and I was out of Microsoft at end of the day. So this was our Microsoft trade, guys. Beautiful trade. So now let's see the next one. So guys, this was our penny stock trade today, RVPH. I can show you the how we traded RVPH. One second. RVPH, I saw it curling right over the EMA clouds. I saw a curl on RVPH on the EMA clouds. When I saw that curl on the trading floor, it had good news. I looked at the news, had a good data, good signs, good results. So that's why I was interested. Moment it turned over EMA clouds, downtrend line, that's where you long, you risk under 4. You can see my comments, panning over EMA clouds, good data. If 4 holds, can push higher. Data is good. 417, my next target was 5. Then 5 psychological target broke out. Then RVPH went way higher. It hit 675. Very easy trade. I was with this mega move because I have covered these short small cap trades earlier in other videos. You can watch them. But this was nice short quiz, nice trade on RVPH midday. Low flow trader. You risked. What did you risk? You risked 30-40 cents and you made $3, right? $2 to $3. Even if you made $1, it was still still 2 reward to 1 risk, right? So that was our RVPH penny stock trade. And you can see all my comments in the timestamps, right? I don't just do inside, just to be make sure. All right, guys, let's wrap it up with looking at our SPY and QQQ guidance all day. So guys, SPY again was the pre-market breakout. We were all long in the morning. We took profit into 10 a.m. The rules I discuss again and again. And when it was rejecting, I told everybody it is rejecting, and it pulled back to this 413 level. So, so this was the pre-market breakout. Everybody was long. Went to over 10 a.m. target, and there was a resistance from yesterday, and I was guiding live in the community on the voice on there, and then it pulled back, and then we were watching this level. You see there was a gap under it, but it never gave up. It never gave up. It held, and then Jay, who was our flow expert, he guided everyone for this reversal later in the day. I came in with an SPX breakout right here. That's what I traded, and everybody was made this nice. My SPX, if you look at my target for SPX, my SPX target was 4175, and we hit more than that target. So nice midday trade as well on the SPY curl. Morning long, this short, I was not part of it, but many people shorted it. I was guiding it, and then this reversal. So whatever happens, guys, we are always with the market. Always with the trend. We know our levels. We know the system. No gut feeling trade. Everything has a reason. So nice gap up today. Gap up held. Gap up push. Pull back to previous pre-market lows. Held. Reversal into highs. Breakout is right here. That I show again and again. So beautiful trade, guys. Another profitable day on SPY and QQQ. And I did share a bunch of ETFs today. If you cannot trade SPY and QQQ, I put it in the community. You can trade these ETFs for long, SPY short, Dow Jones shorts, Tesla short, Nvidia short long. You can trade these ETFs. So guys, that's the wrap. Decent day today. We'll see what happens. Big week ahead. A lot of things are coming up. FOMC, Apple earnings, bunch of macro data. Very excited. I'm sure we're going to kill it rest of the week. Come join us in the community, trade with us. The link should be up there. And see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye.